We want to write the slope-intercept form of the equation of each line. So starting with this one, we know that the y-intercept is up here, which is 5. And we just need to find the slope. So we're going to pick 2 points, and we're going to pick this one, -1, -4, and then 0, 5. So from -4, we have to go up to 5, so that's a change in 9. And then we're going to move 1 right over. So the slope is 9 over 1, which is 9. We know the slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. The slope we found was 9. B is the y-intercept, which is 5 here. So the equation is y equals 9x plus 5. The next one, we have a y-intercept of 4. And to find the slope, we have to pick 2 points. So let's pick the y-intercept. And then this point is 5, 5. So we go up 1, right 5. So our slope is 1/5. And so we have y equals the slope, which is 1/5, x plus the y-intercept, which is 4. Now let's write the slope-intercept form of the equation of each given line, given the slope and y-intercept. Okay, so we know that the form is going to be y equals mx plus b. M is the slope, which is 4/3. B is the y-intercept, which is -5. And similarly here, slope is -5, y-intercept is 1. Let's write the slope-intercept form of the equation of each line. So what this comes down to is just solving for y. I'm going to add both sides 6y. I have x is equal to 6y. And if I divide both sides by 6, I get y is equal to x over 6. Okay, the next one, I want to leave the 8y by itself, so I'm going to subtract both sides by 11x. I have 8y equals -11x minus 45. And I'm going to divide everything by 8 to get y is equal to -11 over 8x minus 45 over 8. Okay, for number 7, we have this in point slope form. So I'm going to add both sides by 5. We have y is equal to 7 over 4x plus 1 plus 5. So now we're going to distribute the 7/4. We have y equals 7/4 x plus 7/4 plus 5. But 5 is the same thing as 20 over 4. So simplifying this, we get 7/4 x plus 27 over 4. Number 8 is very similar. We'll subtract 1 from both sides. Y equals 3 times x plus 2 minus 1. Distribute to 3. We have 3x plus 6 minus 1. And so that leaves us to y equals 3x plus 5. Okay, for number 9 and 10, we have to write the slope-intercept form of the equation of the line through the given point with a given slope. So the best way to do this, again, we need in the form y equals mx plus b, is to have y equals, and then the slope is 4/5, and then that's times x. Now we plug in the value -5. So here, the -5 is x, the 1 is y. So if I plug in -5 in for x, I have 4/5 times -5, which is -4, and I want to go up to 1. So that means I have to add 5. Okay, the next one I have slope 0. Well, what does that look like? It goes to the point 5, 4, slope 0. That's going to be a flat line like this. So anywhere on this point, on this line, y is equal to 4. So that's the answer. Let's write the slope-intercept form of the equation of the line through the given points. So for this, we need a point and a slope. So let's find the slope first. So we'll do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we have 2 minus -3 over -1 minus -2. 2 minus -3 means you add. and then the two negatives will turn into plus. Negative 1 plus 2 is the same thing as 2 minus 1. So we have y equals 5x. And now we just need to choose between these 2 points. Pick the simpler one, which is a negative 1 comma 2. If I plug in x is negative 1, 5 times negative 1 is negative 5. But I want to get up to 2, so I have to add 7. Okay, next one, we need to find the slope. So we do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That's negative 4 over 3. And notice that 0, negative 3, that's the y-intercept. So b is going to be negative 3 here. So we have y equals negative 4/3 x minus 3 as our answer. Okay, now let's write the point-slope form of the equation of the line to the given point with the given slope. So the point-slope form is y minus y1 equals a slope times x minus x1. Here, because the slope is undefined, what that's going to look like is a vertical line. And it's going to go through the point 5, 1. So you have a vertical line through 5, 1, looks like that. And so anywhere on this line, the x value is 5. So that's the answer to that one. To this one, y1 is going to be 2. The slope is 1/3, and then x1 is 3. And so this is the point slope. Okay. Now for 15 and 16, we want to write the point slope form of the equation of the line to the given points. So let's find the slope first. Slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. The 2 minuses here will mean we have to add. So that's negative 3 over 4. And so we'll pick, obviously, this one because x1 is 0. So y minus 2 equals slope. And then really the quantity is x minus 0, but you don't need to write that because x minus 0 is just x. So you could just leave it like this. Okay. 16, find the slope. We have negative 5 minus 2 over negative 4 minus 3. It's negative 7 over negative 7, which means it's 1. So y minus, I'm just going to pick 3, 2 because those are not negative. So we're going to do y minus 2 equals slope. That's 1. And that's x minus 3. So really, you didn't really need this 1 here. So you could have just written it as y minus 2 is equal to x minus 3. Let's write the standard form of the equation of each line. So we need a point and a slope. So this is the y-intercept, and then now we need to find another point. That's going to be this one right here. So we have to go down 1, 2, and then right 3. So the slope here is negative 2/3. The y-intercept is 0. So the standard form is ax plus by equals c. Well, for us, we want to write it in y equals mx plus b first, which m is negative 2/3, b is 0. So what you do is you multiply both sides by 3. You have 3y equals negative 2x. And if I add 2x to both sides, I get 2x plus 3y equals 0. Okay, next one, we have y-intercept of negative 3. And then for slope, let's figure out the slope between these 2 points. You go down 1 and then right 4. So we have y equals negative 1/4 x minus 3. Let's multiply both sides by 4. That's 4y equals negative x minus 12. And then adding x to both sides, we have x plus 4y equals negative 12. Okay, now for the last two, we want to write the standard form of the equation of each line given the slope and y-intercept. So this one is slope 0, y-intercept 4. Slope 0 we said is a flat line. So no matter what we plug in for x, it's always going to be y equals 4. And so this is the standard form. The next one, let's write this first in terms of y equals mx plus b. We have y equals x plus 3. And for standard form, we want in the form ax plus by equals c. But a here has to be positive. So we will subtract both sides by x to get negative x plus y equals 3. But now we're going to multiply both sides by the negative 1 to make the coefficient of x positive. And so now we have x minus y is equal to negative 3. And that is the answer.